No, your eyes don't deceive you. This is an actual brand new episode. I know, it's been a while. And I have my reasons, and maybe one day I'll explain them, but now is not the time. I had always planned on bringing back my podcast. I had this whole thing lined up. I had guests. It was going to be awesome. And then something happened. A little known thing happening globally right now. A pandemic known as COVID-19 has been making its way and changing the way of life right now. And it's made things difficult as far as even the first episode back that I was going to do. So I've decided to change things up because I know usually in my podcast, we do talk about some fun stuff. We also talk about some deep stuff. And I needed to make something lighthearted. That was kind of the idea I had. So I changed it up. These episodes are going to be very unique. I know a lot of us are kind of stuck in isolation right now. We're doing our part, 6 feet apart, if you go out in the store, but for the most part, we're home. We're trying to be safe. We're trying to be respectful. And it's kind of caused a lot of people either one to go stir crazy or two, catch up on a lot of TV shows, movies, you name it. I had the bright idea here of doing a watch along. Now, what I mean by that is usually I'll have a guest on. We'll watch the movie at the same time and we'll comment over it. And the whole idea was to bring that to you guys. I wanted to do a watch along with you guys so you can play this episode, put on the movie in the background. It's almost like we're sitting there on the couch with you. And so my first guest, I'm very happy to have on the show. He's just such a cool guy. He's a good friend of mine. His name is Joel Welch. He is from the SciFi Pubcast. And so we've recorded our bit and you're about to hear it. So without further ado, welcome back. I hope you're still subscribed and didn't spring clean your podcast feed. But, here's the episode for you guys. And I'm going to have more and more guests. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the movie that we're about to talk about. Talk to you guys later. Well, here he is, the man that I love to call my friend. Please welcome from the SciFi Pubcast, Joel. Joel, how are you doing?
I'm doing well this evening, Ernie. Evening because I'm on the East Coast, but for you, you're in the Pacific, on the West Coast. So I'm doing well. It's interesting times. I had to shave my beard off, so I'm looking this like Lex Luthor at the moment. I don't particularly like the look, but it is what it is.
I haven't seen it, and I don't like it either. I like your beard. So
I miss my beard, man. Every morning I wake up, and it's like, okay, damage report, and where's my beard? Where has it gone to? It's terrible.
And you're right. This is very interesting times. There's a little thing going around known as the coronavirus, COVID-19. It's very, very interesting. So everybody's huddled in, and I kind of had this idea to, let's use technology. Let's use the internet and do something like a virtual hangout. Let's watch a movie online. So Joel's going to watch a movie from his end. I'm going to watch a movie from my end, and we're going to talk over it as if we're hanging out, having a beer, or in my case, water.
Yeah, just make sure we're watching the same movie, right?
Right.
Because it'd be weird if you were watching a different movie, but whatever works.
So we have come to a conclusion here and chosen Galaxy Quest. Now, some say this is actually the best, one of the best, Star Trek movies out there. But you know what? I thought this movie was perfect. It's lighthearted. Perfect for this moment in time right now where we're in quarantine, maybe a little stir crazy. So just a lighthearted thing. Also, it's kind of unique in the sense that we're doing this virtual hangout. I've seen people FaceTime and do wine, have like a wine night together or over the phone. So we're doing this over Skype, but we'd love for you guys to join in, so queue up the Galaxy Quest. And now what me and Joel have done is actually set it up right at the beginning when the logo comes up. So as soon as that logo comes up, hit pause. We're technically at 3 seconds into the movie, and Joel and I are going to hit play. It's going to be muted in the background, but we're going to talk over it as if we're watching it together, and hope you guys enjoy our banter, our talk here. So Joel, are you ready, my friend?
I am. I'm on my first beer of the last hour, so that's good.
That's great.
Okay.
All right, so let's do this.
Okay.
And
again, wait. Do we go at 3 or we go at 1 or 0? How does it work?
I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and then.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay. I can do this.
3, 2, 1, play. All right. So this movie came out in 1999. That is insane to think how old this movie is already. But you recently watched it again just to kind of refresh your memory, right?
I did. I watched it a couple of days ago in the background while I was doing work on my computer, my work computer. And it holds up. It's it's an amazing parody satire that doesn't come across as being satire. It's a mix. It's cool. And just says Galaxy's Quest. Yes. Here, we've seen this ship. And it's like this is great. You seen this? You seen this, Ernie?
I'm seeing the same exact thing. You know what this movie is the perfect balance, though, of funny. It's got the satire in there. It pokes fun at the nerd community that you and I are very involved with. But also, it's got some really heartfelt moments. It's got some really cool, unique moments. So,
yeah. You're talking about self-sacrifice and genocide and caring for the people on your team and helping others. Very important. I don't understand. Why is there a kid on the bridge?
Well,
isn't this like a starship?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like, what's his name from Star Trek Generations?
Wesley?
Yeah, Wesley.
Crusher.
But you love that he's older when the movie ends up going on. But I love this beginning because it's set in the old school 4-3 setup.
Yeah.
And it goes right into the convention. This is so reminiscent of the conventions that you and I have attended.
Yeah, it's Galaxy's Quest convention number 18. Remember when they used to number the Star Wars conventions? I'm that old. Oh, amazing.
They still do, and he's probably just lost count, Joel. So.
Oh, that could be it too. Oh, I'm just getting old. Forgetful. Oh well.
So Sam Rockwell's the first guy. Looks like he's the guy on stage. I love Sam Rockwell. He is so good at the roles he plays. He always plays the unique cuckoo guys. You know what I mean? I loved him in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I don't know a lot of people like that movie, but I did. So
I thought he was quite good in the movie The Moon. So or was it just Moon? Yeah, it's no article. It's just Moon. It's pretty good.
It's a really, really good movie. He's a good actor, but I thought this was pretty funny. You kind of see the dynamic, and the way it's set up is the first few minutes that we saw was, the old school show shown back in 1983, and now it's gone back up in the future, and they're older, and they're tired of doing these shows. They haven't done anything from that moment on. Like, they were typecast pretty much. The great Alan Rickman in his alien costume. It's so good.
Yeah, from the stage, doing as a Shakespearean actor, and he's been typecast as his alien. Yeah, it happens. They look like William Shatner was a Shakespearean actor, from Montreal, Canada, right? He spent a couple years doing stage work. But I think the greatest bow to this is, of course, Patrick Stewart, who was with the Royal Shakespearean Company.
By the way, did you hear that, Patrick Stewart talking about when they first were getting ready to start recording and filming Generations, that they didn't know how they were going to do Jean Picard's accent. In fact, he was going to be like a Frenchman. Did you know that?
Oh, I think I did, because that speaks to his character being from France, his family, owning a vineyard, which I'm quite jealous of. Apparently that's been in the new series. Who knew? I haven't seen the new series yet, but I digress.
No, they ended up going with the English. Nothing, just full on American. This is great, though. You love it because everybody looks like they hate the star, which is Tim Allen. Allen playing Jason Nesmith, and he's just kind of the guy who's stuck in the old days and thinks more of himself than he really is.
Yeah, very much like a William Shatner character, if you believe what you read online about William Shatner back in the day. James T. Kirk, more emotional, more like more I don't know, not egocentric per se, just likes to be in the spotlight. How's that?
Well, it's William Shatner. You got to give it to him, right?
He's such, absolutely. He made my childhood. Yeah.
It still amazes me that Alan Rickman has passed away. It's been 2 years already.
No. Such a talented actor. I first loved him in Robin Hood back in the day, the one with Kevin Costner.
Yes, that's one of my favorite childhood movies. So.
Yeah, was it? I'm going to cut your heart out with a spoon. Why a spoon? Because it would hurt more. Something like that.
Yep. Oh, look at him! He hates the line. Grab Thor's hammer. You shall be avenged. It's so funny.
It's like live long and prosper.
But it's pretty amazing because Alan Rickman usually played, and even up to this point, he was more known for Die Hard, which is this very serious role. Alan Rickman also has a very serious face. So for him to play this role, it's just so meta.
Apparently he's not a big fan of science fiction, but when he read the script, he just laughed and laughed and laughed, and he just had to do it because he found the story to be so funny.
Yeah, this line right here that Tim Allen is saying, "Never give up, never surrender," bodes well nowadays right now because everybody is going crazy locked in their homes.
Yeah, I should have that tattoo someplace in my body. Let's not talk about it. Okay.
So this irks me right here. All these fans getting in line, trying to get a signature. And this is very much what happens. They ask questions where the actor's like, I don't know, man. It was a TV show. Because, you and I, Joel, especially with Star Wars, overanalyze things. And we think about, well, how would that work? Let's ask the guy who probably knows the least, the actor.
Yeah, not the writing room full of 20 writers on the, whatever show. You notice there's no minors in this scene. There's no one collecting money. They're just signing autographs. That's pretty cool. I love the old school method of doing things.
Although, when the scene comes up a little bit ahead here, they talk about how it was $15 a pop.
Oh, okay, 15. Back in the day, that was like $20 our money right now, or 25. No, still.
Now we're paying what, 50? I think.
I don't do the signature bits. The guy from the Apple commercial shows up.
Justin Long. Look how young he looks, huh?
And Die Hard. He was one of the Die Hard movies. Not a good one, but he was in.
That's right. He
number
was.
4, number 5, something like that. The one in Moscow, Russia. Yeah.
God, look at those uniforms too. Those are great.
I know, and just I think what does this entire movie is Sigourney Weaver, and she's playing this more of a blonde. I don't hurt anyone's feelings, but more of a ditzy blonde on purpose, and she's anything but, right. And you see her, and if you know her from Aliens or other movies, and she's always plays such a strong lead. Now she's like playing this for jokes. It's great.
Now the termites, as Tim Allen calls them later on. I love that Dwight from The Office is one of them.
Yeah, that's just cool. It's from the Klaatu Nebula.
That's right, Klaatu.
Right. Yeah, Klaatu, right. A reference to the day the Earth stood still from, was it 53? One of those, around that there.
Also remade with Keanu Reeves, right?
Which is not a horrible movie. It's not good, but it's not a horrible movie. I do actually recommend that if you're into science fiction.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of them. I have them both, though, which is funny. I should sit down and take the time. So it looks like Sigourney Weaver and Tim Allen's characters had a thing. It kind of shows that's so typical of TV shows behind the scenes. I mean, one of the more famous ones was the Brady Bunch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of the sons was sleeping with the mom. What's her name? Florence Henderson.
That's great. I should get into acting. Okay. No, this scene where so we have Tim Allen's character, Jason Nesman, in the can, in the stall, and you have a bunch of Klingons and a few other people talking in the urinals. Jason Nesmith, he's a laugh now. You're like, what happened to him? He's just run down, blah, blah, blah. Apparently that actually happened to William Shatner. at one of the conventions. He was actually in the stall, and a bunch of fans were just bad mouthing him. The fans didn't know he was in the stall, right? So it's just eavesdropping. But the early 80s was a wacky time for science fiction.
I'm sure. Oh, well, you know who kind of went through something similar was Adam West.
Ah, right.
Adam West would do rodeo shows because he was typecast. Nobody would hire him. Before that, before even the Batman role, he was in serious roles. And yeah, it's so kind of sad the way Hollywood treats some of these people that we love, you know. People love William Shatner because of the role he made. And it kind of portrayed that really well in this movie.
Yeah, I know with Adam West probably drove him batty, but what can you do?
Yeah, well, it still goes around now. Except I think it's a little more crazy now and more popular. It's okay. It's cool now to be a nerd. It wasn't back in my day.
And the other thing, too, I think a lot of the actors involved in science fiction franchises are very on the young side, right? This may be the first or second big gig they're in, right?
Right.
So, and they start, probably mid-late teens, early 20s, and they have to put up with the same stresses and pressures, more so because of the internet and social media. If I was a 20-year-old actor making it into Marvel movies right now, I wouldn't be on Twitter. I would be running away. But I mean, different times.
You see how like social media eats you alive, you know? Yeah. If you say the wrong thing. The last one I can remember is God, what's his name? Finn from Star Wars.
Yeah.
See, quarantine has got me so I don't remember names. The minute I hit stop recording, I'm going to remember the name. So,
man. Just to shout out, so we have our guy at home, Captain Jason Smith, and he's drinking scotch. It's a Glenlivet.
Yeah, I saw
Glenlivet.
that too.
Okay.
It's the first thing I noticed.
Product placement right there, okay? Glenlivet. Never surrender. I love that.
Look at this mullet he has on the show. It's so great.
Yeah, I've never had a mullet in my life, and probably won't. So there's that.
Neither have I, Joel. You and I, my friend. Gotta love it. He's hungover, passed out on the floor now. This scene made me laugh so hard because the guys just come out knocking on the door. The termites.
Oh man, it's great, isn't it? I can't say I ever done that. You wake up in early morning because someone's knocking on my door after a night of drinking. Okay, yeah, probably have done it, but dozens of times. But still,
yeah, but no,
I never had aliens visiting me first in the morning.
Yeah. God, this scene is so funny. I wonder whose idea it was to, make the mannerisms that these guys have, because I think it's so genius, walking with their hands by their knees.
Yeah,
the weird laugh that they have. If the communicator is broken, the screeching sounds that they make, the haircuts, the makeup. This is so good.
I think it's a throwback to bad science fiction movies in the 1950s.
Well, it kind of reminds me a little bit, too, of the 60s Star Trek with William Shatner.
Yeah, that's bad science fiction of the 1960s, but I'm with you on that. I mean, sorry.
It's good stuff, though, man. I love that show.
That's great stuff. Great stuff.
But I like that they combine both, too, because even, when we move on, you see kind of the makeup that, progresses, and they've kind of melded both genres almost, 60s campy stuff with like more modern, even 80s and 90s. Look at that. I love that walk.
It's great.
Commander. They call him Commander, and they're looking at his butt.
Oh, wow. It's just so LA. Man, like, when I think of you living out there, man, I think this is your lifestyle. I really do.
Man, I am in the suburbs, far away from everybody. This is not my lifestyle at all. My life is quiet. It's peaceful.
They had to get a limousine to make sure he actually shows up and to the rendezvous point. Oh, Coca-Cola. There was a Coca-Cola placement before that, right? You see it at the convention. So there's another product placement. Yeah.
With the Sony
I noticed
speaker.
these things.
Sony speaker in the background. I love it. We've all been there. At least for the drinkers, the hangover.
Yeah. I've never been in a limousine before. I've been in a hearse drinking, but that's another story. But I've never been in a limousine. Yeah. Maybe someday.
One day, Joel, I'll be pulling for you.
Thanks, man.
Oh, this is so good. I like that he's like, I'm going to close my eyes. You guys keep talking.
Oh, wow. And it's interesting because they're just showing the different perspectives from the aliens and the humans, and just the whole misunderstanding and the way different people, different species perceives things differently. I love that. That's the science fiction and me talking about stuff like that. Wow. Ooh. Just got abducted.
Have a dog barking in the scene now.
Yeah, because that's what you do. You always have a dog bark in the scene.
Now, up until that point, too, I think when they first watched the movie, you're just thinking, where the hell is this movie going to go? And then it goes in this total different direction from here on out, where he's actually stuck in the real thing. And you love that these aliens have created everything based on, quote unquote, historical documents, which is just the episodes that they've been watching from every angle. There was even a Star Trek show, Star Trek Continues. Did you watch this at all? It was an internet thing where a bunch of fans just wanted the 60s show to continue. So they created it a few years ago, and they built the sets according to almost every single episode. That's they try to get every single angle and build the correct kind of bridge and even the hallways. And it got taken down. CBS wanted it taken down because these guys were making money off of it, and I mean they were doing it for the fans, which is kind of sad. But it was so good to watch. I wonder if you could find it online anywhere.
I'm sure there's bootlegs floating out somewhere out there in space, and they were bold. That's good. They've learned that probably, right? Be bold in your art.
Yeah. I mean, it's just fans try to create. But I get it. They don't want you to make money off a name that somebody else did, and people have put time and money and even kind of gone the right way about getting a job, I get it, which is why we can't, if you post a video on YouTube, can't use artist music. You have to go with, what's the word? Free, or open license. I'm drawing up like myself. It's kind of hard too because we're talking and then we're watching a movie. So,
what I find interesting is, was it CBS Viacom? Now it's the big companies. It used to be Viacom, then Paramount that was part of it, and CBS was separate. There was a whole whack of corporate movements and just interplay over the last 20 years. But now they just merged in this huge company called CBS Viacom, who owns both Galaxy Quest and the Star Trek franchise.
Well, they had to keep it close to home.
So it's owned by the same company now. Yay!
Love this. Well, we first got our first peek at Saris, who's the big baddie of the movie. And that's kind of what I was talking about, the makeup. So we have the aliens, these guys that are asking for the commander's help. And then Saris, which reminds me more of like Star Trek Generations.
And it's a great costume job.
Thermia.
Yeah. It does bug me occasionally, but I love this. Okay, how do I get back to my apartment? All right, where's my limousine?
They give him the communicator as well. Very much in the style of Star Trek as well.
And it's great. So he's hungover. He goes in. He does a 2-minute spiel where he opens fire at the enemy ship. Right?
And he plays both cannons too, Joel.
Yeah. Why not?
The red and the blue. So good.
Yeah. And then he's in this device, transportation device. I think they have a special name for it in the movie, but yeah.
See, I love this scene right here. This scene is so good because it looks pretty epic once the bridge or the door opens out into space.
Yeah.
Look how beautiful this is. I love it. So it's very hokey with the jelly that's around him, and then you get this shot right here. Look at that. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, and you see the different planets. There's 3 planet. Well, there's 2 planetary. There's a big Saturn-type planet, and like an Earth-like moon, and there's a black hole in the distance. Wow.
Pretty genius to send them through the black hole too. That's just. I wonder how much the budget was on this.
Oh,
this is so good. This is like Flubber.
yeah.
This reaction happens to the crew later on too. The shaking.
Yeah. See, he's back at his place. He has a pool. It's overlooking downtown LA from the mountains, or the hills, I should say. Sorry, I'm not up on the local slang of Los Angeles. It looks like a good place to live.
This part was so funny.
So they're at like a stereo superstore type thing, or
Tech Value Electronics Store.
yeah. Imagine, because these actors, you get typecast on a movie, TV series has been off the air for 10 years. You still have to pay your bills, right? So it's like, oh, I can see that. And there's like 5 balloons that just went up. Oh man, that's great.
That's kind of a hard bump there, huh?
Yeah.
Good job, Justin Long. God, he looks so young in this. It's funny.
I know.
I just saw him in another movie with my wife. We were watching one of those rom-coms. He's Just Not That Into You. That's on Netflix, by the way, if you want to watch something with your significant others or by yourself, whatever.
Great. Well, I'm drinking a Corona Extra right now, so that's my significant other for the next little bit. So,
Corona, yeah, goes well.
Yeah.
See, now this is the first time we actually see him so enthusiastic,
He's actually talking to the other cast members. Okay.
Yeah.
He's making he's being social.
And they're so pissed off. They're so pissed off he's late. Wow, look at that. He's like, let me show you my communicator. They all pulled out theirs.
And the aliens are back. Yay. I would love to get a group of people together and actually cosplay the characters from Galaxy's Quest at some convention.
God, that would be funny.
That would be epic. Completely epic. Especially if you get like 15 people together. Oh! Yeah. I can dream.
So the woman, one of the aliens, her name is Missy Pyle. I recognized her from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Tim Burton version.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I didn't look her up all that much because I don't really know her. But then again, I don't really pay attention to people we'll probably never meet in real life. So, what else has she done?
Let's see here. She's done the Goldbergs, that TV show. That's a hilarious show.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
But she's been one of those actresses that, like they have those actors and actresses that you're like, I recognize them, but I don't know their name because they're in everything and they've always got this minor role. That's what she is. She's always that like one person.
Which is what you want as an actor, is that you want steady work. And she's been working nonstop for decades, mostly in TV. But that's a success. That's outstanding.
I mean, her IMDb starts in 1996, so that just tells you how long she's been in Hollywood. So,
yeah, wow, yeah, like she works nonstop. It's amazing. Yeah,
Tony Shalhoub. I haven't pronounced his name right. Shalhoub.
Yeah, it's Lebanese, and I don't know either, man. But he's a great actor.
Okay, I love this. So the crew thought Tim Allen was talking about a job. So
hey, is that? Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I just saw. Is that paper towels in the background? Sorry, I noticed these things anymore. I digress.
Everybody's all desperate for the paper towel goods, right? Like Sam Rockwell makes me laugh on this scene. So they've all gone through the transporter. And they have the same shaking reaction. I love when they're walking through the hallways too, coming up.
Oh, this is great. Oh, wow. So the aliens, they don't have this contraption which makes them look more human. So they're seeing them in their true form, which is like, I don't know, how would you describe that? It's like
it's like the Kraken with an octopus. with the squid.
It's like the navigator from Dune on acid. It's
And you love that they're using the old school like sci-fi tech where they're just waving wands around them, checking on them. That was the one thing I did love about J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. He brought back that stuff,
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And they're still trying to figure out what's... There he is. He's yelling. Sam Rockwell's screaming. In the movie, he's known as Guy.
Yeah, because he plays extras, right? Yeah. And his character always gets killed in the first 2 minutes of an away, mission. He's a typical red shirt.
He's always trying to get in on the crew, even though he's not part of the crew. Look at the way they're walking. Look at this, so great. One of my favorite moments is coming up in this movie too. I'll point it out when it gets there. The salute.
Oh wow!
So this is one of those it's funny, but it's very heartfelt once you get through the movie and you really think about it. The admiration he has for this crew.
Yeah,
look at that. He's so very grateful and happy to meet these guys. It's so great.
Like their society doesn't know about falsehoods and lies, and so they're not skeptical, which is probably the reason why they're in trouble right now. But yeah,
Mathazar, right? That's his name, Mathazar.
Yeah, Mathazar, and that's Tech Sergeant. Was it Chan? Is our Lebanese American friend? What's his name? Tony. Yeah.
His name is Fred in the movie. You know us, I love.
I like just their smirks, their constant fakes. I don't want to say fake, but smiles that looks like fake smiles, right? Because they protrude their teeth a bit.
Yeah,
amazing,
so good. And they had to stay in character like that, just smiling awkwardly. Historical documents. Here it is. Here's what they mentioned: historical documents. Our society has fallen into disarray. So we get the plot basically right here. Here's where everything kind of comes to head and what's really going on. And it's basically just these alien people who've found these quote unquote historical documents, aka what we know as a TV show episode. And they've studied it as if it's real life. They've created this spaceship based off of this TV show, and they've asked the commander to help them because Saris and his people are torturing these poor souls here.
Yeah. See, Ernie said he's not a waste of money. So we can beam out TV shows from the early 80s and someone's going to pick it up in the universe.
I mean, I forgot who I was watching too. They were saying that when they were doing something silly as they were an actor pressing buttons, but they would always try to do the same thing just because they knew that they needed to make it look real. But it's funny to see that come out in the satire, this beautiful movie.
So this scene where they're seeing the starship the first time is right out of Star Trek #1, or Star Trek the original movie, or the the motion picture. Yeah.
That was out in the 70s, right? That came out in the 70s, I think.
78. I'm thinking. I don't want to look it up, but yeah, it's around there. And it's slow. It definitely has this 1970s pacing to it.
It does.
There's not a lot of action in that.
No, there isn't. Yeah, 1979. That movie came out in 79.
Oh, wow.
You gotta believe that was really based off of the success of Star Wars.
Yeah,
because by then, Star Trek was a pretty much dead property.
Yeah,
Nobody knew, but people were still fans of this show. So
I never understood why, for a time there was Star Trek and Star Wars have different fan bases, and the fans didn't get along together. Because I love both franchises. I think it's just great. I think each complements each other.
Well, I think if you think about it in its peak time, which was the 80s and early 90s, there are very different energies. Star Wars is more like the rock show, upbeat, kind of fast, where Star Trek is very drawn out and things happen but it's more of a thinking game. How are we going to get out of this? And it's not like firing torpedoes into an exhaust port.
Yeah, and it's very intellectual. That's why I actually really like James T. Kirk. Not only was he my captain as a kid watching reruns, he's more action-oriented and emotional-driven. Whereas I think later Star Trek series like The Next Generation and Voyager, Deep Space Nine, even Enterprise, they're all very intellectual. It's all about thinking things through and problem solving.
It was funny. I was actually never a Star Trek fan. I just couldn't do it when I was a kid. Because Generations was out, and it would be on what we had over here in California, Channel 13, UPN. And I just couldn't do it. It was too slow for me.
Yeah.
But as I got older, and even I got to credit J.J. Abrams' task of rebranding Star Trek, kind of made me more interested. Then that's when I actually went back and watched the 60s episodes, watched this Generations, and I've liked Star Trek from then on. Now here's the scene I was talking about, Joel. This is my absolute favorite scene.
Oh yeah.
This is just comedy gold, and it's so epic. So these aliens have built this ship with controls designed after watching these actors. And so Tim Allen is looking at the young kid, the guy who's like older now, Tommy, and Tommy's got to take this ship out. So he doesn't know what to do. And it just, this is so good. He started the engines. Everybody's holding on. They're all scared, but the aliens in the back are watching this historic moment, quote unquote.
Yeah, so that's the Tommy Webber character played by Daryl Mitchell.
Yes.
Who's very much like Missy Pyle, that he has worked constantly for the last 20 years in Hollywood, mostly TV stuff. So
he's a lot like the LeVar Burton, but without the blindness. Now, see, this is why this is so funny. He's going out. Everything's going smooth. He's kind of shaking his head like, oh, okay, I got this. And there it is. There's the ship, NSEA Protector. Now, all of a sudden the smile starts to rub away. Why are they going left?
Oh, no.
They're going left.
Oh, no. You feel something in your stomach right now. The anxiety is definitely in your stomach, to your intestines. And no, to the right. No, push to the right. No.
He's like, I got this. Sit your ass down. Now,
no one's looking.
I wish we had sound for this, because it's just this talkboard noise.
Yeah, the metal screeching on the dry docks wall. Amazing.
And the best part of this is once it pulls out of the station, you can actually see the rub on the side. It's rubbed off the word. This is so good. And here it comes. There it is. Look,
still a beautiful ship. Oh God! And the way they clap amazed the alien.
This is so funny. But yeah, we got it.
So here's a little joke, because we're talking about Star Trek and how it can be slow at times, like Kirk versus Picard. The very first episode of The Next Generation was at A Mission to Farpoint. I remember watching it. I was in high school at the time, probably grade 9-ish, and I remember hating that episode, because in the first 5 minutes, Picard gave up his ship to Q.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Whereas, what's the tagline for Galaxy Quest? Never give up. Never surrender. Love that.
God, even the Generations was tough to rewatch until you get to a certain point. Yeah. I don't even think it picks up until like halfway through the second season. Oh. Then it becomes like a different show. It's almost like they found their footing, because they were bringing back this franchise, but with new names.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's very tough to watch until you hit the peak, and then all of a sudden you notice you're strapping yourself in, watching this show, very excited.
Yeah, wow. I have so many very good friends of mine who are huge Star Trek guys, and just listen to my podcast, you'll probably figure out who I'm talking about. But I love the classic Trek. I'm all about James T. Kirk, and the rest is nice. I just don't have the same feelings I have for that, say Star Wars. But maybe I'm just liking my stuff from my childhood as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel different emotions for either or of them, you know.
Yeah.
But I wasn't the biggest fan. Like I said, I've only discovered Trek more recently and have grown to like it, you know, from
Yeah. I've been watching Voyager for the first time ever, and I'm on season 2 now, and I just find it so slow. I know it gets better apparently, but now I realize why I didn't watch it when it came out originally. It just wasn't my type of science fiction. So
looks like they've pissed off Saris now.
Yes, the big bad guy. Yeah, Insect Head. Well, at dinner, they're eating dinner, of course, and they're watching it. And this is when they show what happened to the last guy he captured. Yeah, who was tortured in the most cruel fashion. And yeah. Great thing to watch during dinner. And the actors are freaking out. Oh my God! We're all going to die.
This is actually real. They're all trying to leave. Yeah. The dinner scene was great too, because they've based their food off of what they actually eat, and Alan Rickman's character, Alexander Dane, like he has to eat these like bugs. It's so good, so funny.
That's a great gag. Love it.
So the crew just find out that they can't leave because Saris will shoot them out of their pods in the air if they try to send them back home.
Yeah. Wow.
So now they're forced into the situation. And here's... dude, this scene was so funny. Now they're talking to Saris.
Oh, this is the whole... Okay, yeah. Isn't this the one where he's going to say something and it's a hot mic or hot video?
Yeah, okay. He tells her to cut the feed. But it's left on. It's so funny because I was watching Veep since HBO's free right now. Some of the shows you can actually go back and watch.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because of quarantine. So that's pretty cool then. But I've been watching Veep with my wife, and there's a scene where she's talking to this reporter that she hates, and the interview's done. He walks out, and they're like talking so much crap on this guy. Only to realize that he left his phone and it's still recording.
Yeah, that's not like season 2. I saw the first 2 seasons.
Season 3, yeah.
Season 3. Maybe I saw the third one. Yeah, amazing.
So here
that's
we go.
A good show.
The mic's still on, and he's telling them, "Just send them all the crap that we have." And Saris is like, "I'm right here."
Not now, Gwen. Not now. All right, Graham, put him back on. Well, I'm trying to tell you, you're back on. He called the bad guy ugly. Was an ugly commander.
I'm not as stupid as I am ugly.
That's great. And I love how Sigourney. Yeah, Sigourney. I have a bit of a speech impediment. I apologize. Sigourney Weaver. Her character is playing her character who always has to repeat whatever the computer says.
And that's her only job. Everybody else is like a tech. You have the commander, the pilot, and hers is just repeating what the computer says.
It's a very important job. Yeah. It's all about communications. Oof. Missile strike.
I love this camera shaking. This camera shaking is so reminiscent of the 60s series.
I love that.
The ship is very Klingon for... Saris' ship.
Yeah. So photon torpedoes. I said missile strike. That's probably not accurate. Ooh. Oof. Damage control. We're all going to die.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, man. And I like what's coming up next. I thought that was well written, how they are going to create some space between their ship and the enemy starship. Oof.
What an angle, huh? From the inside of the ship, you see the photon torpedoes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like having a very big TV screen in front of you. Very high def.
Which Which cockpit do you like the most?
The cockpit. I like that. You mean in terms of the ship himself? It's the
like compared
protector.
To Generations and 60s.
I don't. I kind of like the Next Generation one.
I do too.
Yeah, because I spent years because it was on the TV for so long. There was like 10 seasons of it or something like that, and I kind of I became used to it. And when I think of Star Trek, I think of that one because it's not as dated as classic Trek.
The leather seats that they had, all that stuff. It's pretty sleek.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like was I like that in the original 60s that Captain Kirk at least has some buttons and stuff to push. Where theirs just look like they're loungers. That was the only thing I didn't like. But I do prefer Next Generation's cockpit. Yeah.
And the Corinthian leather on the seats. Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Such an outdated colored leather now for nowadays.
All right, Sonny, they're in this abandoned minefield, and they're taking hits. See, the use of mines, it's just so much like The Last Starfighter. I love that.
God, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're going through this minefield, and Saris is just staying on the outside trying to watch it.
Yeah, and look at that and say, oh, well, just wait.
This part is hilarious, though, once they finally get out, because the tech has to basically tell him what's wrong, and you could tell he's just repeating what the other guys have said. But the way he says it is very deadpan. Like,
yeah, because he's on volume, right?
Yeah.
So he's on downers. That's why he's so deadpan. And you see that in the next scene in the wake party where he's just going with it. Everything's good. He's not anxious at all. Yeah. Which is another Hollywood trope, right? Amazing.
Tommy with his broken arm, quote unquote, he's screaming. And Mathazar has to carry him. He's screaming, kicking his legs like a kid.
Oh, wow. I love this. Where are you going? See if there's a pub. The Alan Rickman character.
I was just watching the original Alien with Sigourney Weaver the other day. Last week, I think. God, I love that movie. And you just realize how much times have changed, though, because it's such a slow-paced movie. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't mind slow-paced movies because I'm okay with it. But I get the fact that younger generations have a very hard time with slow pace. It's not pop culture, so to speak, right? It's not common nowadays.
Oh, see, that's the thing. Like nowadays, like kids need to be entertained. They need fast pace. They need like things happening all the time. I love Alien. It's such a good film. It's one of my favorites, and I like the slow pace of it. It builds so much tension. Like nobody has that patience for that anymore.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies of recent years is the movie Arrival, and that's a bit slow pace for the times, but it's not a 1970s movie. The way it's edited and cut.
Yeah, I have it on my queue. I still haven't watched it yet.
Mm.
Now here's the scene where Sigourney Weaver's like, I have one lousy job. And that's to repeat. Sure, no problem, Tommy. All right, so at this point, it's like the actors have like really don't know what to do. The ship's drive is down, and the aliens are apologizing to them. They're saying, we're sorry. It's like we failed you.
This is great.
I should actually call them by their proper name. Thermians. I like calling them termites.
And we have Captain Jason Nesmith. He's not a real captain. Spoiler alert. Played by Tim Allen. Yeah, he's trying to take responsibility right now. Yeah. Things are kind of bad because of his decision making.
This scene is great too, because they're talking about like, haven't you guys ever heard of theater or movies? They're like trying to tell them that they're frauds. They do it for entertainment, and The way the
Gilligan's Island.
the way the Thermians respond as if this is like doctrine, this is real, and what they know as like, you know, portraying something is known as a lie.
It is, if you think about it.
It is. But the way the reality is different from our reality is night and day. There it is. Deception, lies. We know this concept because of Saris. It's so sad. By the way, I will say I'm a huge fan of Gilligan's Island.
Oh, really?
I watched
as a kid. I thought it was stupid as a kid. As an adult, I think it probably was really stupid. But the joke is because some people at the time thought it was like a newscast. This is the age before reality TV. They thought it was serious.
I don't know what it was. Part of it I think is because of my mom. But my mom was like a child of the 60s. So all those campy 60s sitcoms I grew up with. So that's how my love of Batman began, was because of 66 Adam West Batman. I loved Gilligan's Island. I used to watch like Bewitched and all that stuff.
Oh, wow. I used to watch all that stuff on reruns in the 70s.
Yeah.
Like early. So I was born in 74, so. But they showed these things up until like the mid 80s on cable.
They showed it in the 90s. Shoot. That's when I was watching it.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, that's where my love of Batman began, was because of Adam West. It wasn't 89 Batman. It was Adam West.
That's cool.
So I think that's why I liked the original Star Trek so much. The show, you know?
Yeah. And I think there was a lot of bad stuff that was happening in the 60s in terms of society. And Star Trek was such an optimistic take on life, what life could be about, right?
Right.
And so it's refreshing.
It was good imagination fuel, I believe, too, for people to kind of escape a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Never give up, never surrender. They just did this thing again.
So,
this is... Go ahead.
Yeah, this is where they have to go and get the fuel for the drive.
For the beryllium spears, or
beryllium.
Don't get
me.
Yeah, don't have me pronounce the difficult scientific words. Okay, it just doesn't go well.
I'm telling you, everything of this is a clone of Star Trek. Even the pod that they just took down.
Yeah. Oh, this is where we have the Sam Rockwell character, Guy Flagman. He's freaking because he knows that he's going to get killed because he always plays a red shirt. Now, he's not wearing a red shirt now, but it's just that's the joke.
Yeah, that's the joke. He's always the one that's killed.
Oh God! And Jason Desmond still doesn't know his first name. Just calls him Guy. Hey, Guy, don't worry about it. Guy.
I love that they gave him this ambiguous name. The writers did, because it's so fitting of his character. Guy, you have a last name? Do I? He doesn't even know his last name in the moment of pressure.
I'm just crewman number 6. That's what you know me by. Now he's doing mommy.
The mommy bit is hilarious.
Now they're in this valley, a desert valley, that reminds me so much of the Star Trek Gorn scene where James T. Kirk fought the Gorn. Right?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
That's the vibe I'm getting right now. That or Tatooine, but I'm pretty sure it's a Gorn. So.
I wonder where they filmed this.
California. I know that.
See what Wikipedia has to say.
Oh, yes.
Shot in Los Angeles. Goblin Valley State Park. That's
Very
where
cool.
the scene is from. Wow. And it's actually pretty known because it actually does look like an alien planet. You go there, it's reddish.
Wow.
Obviously, they've added a lot more in there to make it look more unique, but yeah. It's a pretty well-known state park.
I was fortunate enough in the late 90s. I was an exchange student to Australia with the university, and I took this student union tour where I went to Ayers Rock, Uluru, which I probably just butchered it. This is the red mountain in central Australia, which you're no longer allowed to climb. But we, back in the day, you were allowed to climb, and I climbed it. And it's this red rock. It's like being on the surface of Mars. That's kind of like the visual. It's just amazing. It's a very religious, spiritual place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, see, I know this park because lately I've been getting into overlanding. Overlanding is basically off-roading with camping. This is a famous park that a lot of overlanders go to. It's in Utah, and people just... It's a picturesque, valley, pretty much. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's part of the U.S. I haven't spent much time or haven't been. It's not California, but the Utah, Colorado, these parts. I need to spend some time there because I know the scenery is just amazing.
Yeah, a couple of my friends and I are probably planning in the future to go down to Colorado. Colorado's just got so many trails and you name it. It's got everything out there.
I spent a lot of time in Alberta, Canada, and British Columbia, Canada, because I'm half Canadian. I spent most of my life in Canada, and I travel a lot because I work for the federal government. But it's very similar. But Canada's probably more northern, so it's probably more cold. Whereas 2 years ago I spent a lot of time in Arizona. It's very different. I loved it down there in terms of just the scenery.
Yeah, Arizona is beautiful. I got engaged in Arizona, in fact.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. It didn't work out for me. Let's move on.
That's right. You were dating somebody at the time, huh?
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, so,
you win some, you lose some, Joel.
I know.
Never give up, never surrender.
That's great. I love that.
Oh, this scene is so funny. Okay, so they were right on the planet, and there's these aliens that are kind of cute. They're kind of cute. They look like babies. There's this really injured one, and it's pulling at the heartstrings of Gwen, Sigourney Weaver's character. And this scene is so funny. He's drinking water. Everybody's letting him, and then they just start cannibalizing him. I laugh so hard on this scene. Like,
oh wow,
chunks being thrown all over the place. Here's where you could see the movie's a little dated just because of the graphics.
Yeah, but it still works.
Still works. Still better than The Expanse, eh, Joel?
Shut The Expanse is amazing. Except there's one scene, like season 1, where they didn't spend the money. But another story. Okay.
Yeah, you haven't lived it down from us.
Yeah, but the yacht looks stupid. Okay, no.
Which, by the way, you and I and Ian and Chris...
Yeah,
we all got to get together again and record. We've been slacking. We got to do some Star Wars stuff too. I'm putting myself out there because it's on the recording. I have to get myself motivated to do it.
I think we're all in the same way. I know Chris is busy and he's preoccupied, and just trying to get podcasters to actually agree on something. It can be challenging, especially given these strange times.
Well, these strange times have made it easier, I think, and we're just being lazy about it.
I think we're just all being depressed right now.
Very true.
Yeah. So we have the cast arguing what are they going to do to survive. They need a spirit to actually power the starship, and they've going to take the action they took in like one of the old episodes to see if that works. And it's not going to work. Okay.
Here's where Tim Allen is pretty good because he's a good combination of a smartass and a little bit of slapstick. So he starts doing these body rolls to avoid anything, and there's nobody around yet. He just threw out the never give up, never surrender. Everybody just told him to shut up.
Oh no! These alien goblin type creatures. Well, guess what? They're back.
I apologize too because I keep clearing my throat. My throat's so dry. It's been so long since I've talked so much, Joel.
That's amazing. You should talk more. Oh, my own little podcast. We're going to be talking about Avatar, and on Sunday afternoon. The episode's going to be out Sunday night. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, never really got into it. So
Neither have I, but it's been 11 years. It's time to revisit it. So
yeah. So they're stuck.
I love it because they have this thing with Alan Rickman's character and Tim Allen's character, where Tim Allen's character, Jason Nesmith, always stole the scenes.
Yeah.
And so Rickman's character, Alexander Dane, is like, you always steal the scenes. You have this jealousy issues between actors. Great.
It makes sense too, because he's supposed to be the thespian, right? Like the theater actor. So Tim Allen's character, Jason, got left behind. At this point, I was like, how is he going to get away from this? They're going to cannibalize him. Well, they just basically use him for sport, which we're about to see.
Hit him with the rock. Bang.
What are you drinking, by the way?
Corona.
Oh, that's
actually
right.
has some, right? Yeah. I do have some wine laid up just in case. I got a bunch of stuff in my fridge. I've been spending a lot of money at the liquor store. I don't know why.
I was gonna bring some gin and have a gin and tonic, but I just stuck with water.
Hey, that's good, man. I try to not drink every 2-3 days. So
it's interesting because I've been kind of going through this spiritual journey myself lately. So I've cut out coffee as well.
Oh yeah,
which was so difficult, Joel. I just can't tell you, man. So difficult.
Listen, from my perspective, you're sounding like you're from outer space right now, but whatever works for you.
This scene is hilarious. The crew's trying to figure out how to get Jason back on board, the commander, and he's fighting. This suit is so great. Whoever did the prosthetics on this thing is so funny. Look at this thing.
Yeah, it looks like it's almost like a creature from the Mandalorian, doesn't it? Right? Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, so they're having problems beaming the people back up, so that's why they had to take the shuttle down, and because technology never works out.
Right, it never does.
They call this creature the pig lizard, which is just funny. Oh, and they're debating about trying to transport him up, but they haven't actually used the technology on a sentient creature, and it's going to turn out bad. Which harkens back to, I think, Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
God, I want to see how the actor was stuck in that suit for this.
Oh, wow.
So they're trying out the technology they didn't.
Oh, awful. So they beamed the pig lizard up. Of course, the cells didn't work out too much. So it's like inside out. He's just in agony before he's dying. Oh, horrible. Okay. So Captain Esmond, you ready? That's Smith. That's it.
They're trying to figure out how to get him out. And he's like, why can't you get me out? Those look like ham, just pieces of ham.
It's just for the pizza at lunch.
Yeah. The pizza toppings.
The caters at the movie site. Film site, yeah.
So they keep yelling Gorignac, and they turned on the translator, and it's just rock. And so the real baddie for these pig lizards is showing up right behind Tim Allen without him knowing.
I'm thinking the scene's going to rock a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a bad guy or a bad creature. There's a bunch of rocks that came together to form this humanoid, bipedal. That means two legs, right? Yep, bipedal. Yep. Okay. Who's now chasing our hero, I was like, I always been calling him Captain, but he's probably a commander. Commander Jason Nesmith.
Well, it's easier to call him Commander than Jason, I think. Especially because that's what everybody calls him.
Yeah.
Like episode 22. I love that they keep doing that. Like episode 22. Episode 81. I died in 81. It's a rock. It doesn't have any weak points. Construct a weapon.
That's just great. Like, find enough chemicals around or ingredients and make a gun and make some gunpowder.
What's its motivation? So good. It's got him by the leg now. And Fred doesn't want to do it. He's the only guy, the tech, who's supposed to be the one who can get him back. But he doesn't want to do it because of what happened to the other creature. Yeah. You remember his motivation? Why he does it?
And he just lost his shirt during this fight. So Jason did. So there's going to be a line very shortly when he's saved. But it's a callback to James T. Kirk always losing his shirt in a fight during the original Trek.
He just got his motivation. Laliari. The pretty girl he likes.
He did it!
That's right. James T. Kirk was always shirtless, huh?
And there's going to be a joke right now by Rick Allen. Right, where's it? Come on, say it. Oh, I see you managed to get your shirt off.
This is pretty cool though, because they're starting to come together as a team by this point.
Yeah,
because they hate each other. They're just doing everything for money.
Hey, that happens, right? With the actors and the writers and anyone who's involved with the film industry. They don't all like each other. That's just a show.
Yeah, it's true, though. I mean, from what I can tell, though, at least with the actors of The Expanse,
yeah,
they seem to really love each other. And they kind of went through something kind of traumatic where they were about to lose their jobs, and they all came together, and I'm sure that made them a lot closer.
Yeah, and it's interesting because all the actors are from all over the place.
Yeah,
you got Americans, you got Brits. The one who plays Bobby, I think she's some sort of Polynesian island.
She's from New Zealand. Yeah.
That counts as a Polynesian. It's just it's amazing.
Maori, I think that's the. I think
she's a Maori. Okay, yeah, which is the Aboriginal group, which is in partnership with the non-Aboriginals in New Zealand. New Zealand is basically a partnership between the indigenous people and the Brits who settled it 180 years ago.
Yeah,
the Maoris been there for thousands and thousands of years. Yeah. Plus, go
ahead.
They filmed The Expanse in Toronto, so Toronto the good, so it's a good city. They probably like each other.
You're actually in Toronto, or just on the outskirts of Toronto?
I'm now living in Ottawa, which is about 4.5 hours away.
Ah, okay.
I'm in the capital city of Canada, so I'm right between the English-speaking population and the French-speaking population. Oof, more torture scenes.
Yeah, more torture. This scene was actually pretty sad. It ends up being sad.
Yeah.
Saris is torturing the main guy, Methazar.
Mm.
But it actually really pulls the characters together on this. This is where they kind of develop the strength to even though they're actors, to really help the people.
Yeah. Oh, they're fessing up. I'm not the commander. They'll explain that they were just actors.
Yeah, the heartbreak of Mathazar when he sees this.
Oh God, betrayal.
Yeah, so sad.
Ah, man. I feel we can cosplay the bad guys, these insect alien types.
Yeah.
We can do Saris. You could probably just these rubber masks. We just need some mold to make the rubber, outfit.
So they're showing the show. I love that the way they pulled it up was, by Gwen saying "computer."
Oh wow!
So he's asking about the omega-13, right? This is
yeah. So the omega-13 is the MacGuffin. It's some sort of technology that's in the show that's never been used before, and it's involved in the starship which the Therminians, whatever you call it, created. So that's the mystery of this movie: is what is omega-13? What does it do? Sounds like a good cocktail to me, but what do I know?
So yeah, here's where he's telling him the truth. There's no such thing as Commander Taggart. We're actors.
Oh, wow.
Explain as you would a child. Oh man, this is pretty heartbreaking for him.
Brutal.
There it is. It sunk in.
It's like kicking a puppy. I hate to use this analogy, but
or punching a baby Yoda.
Yeah. Awful.
God, I still think about this scene a lot. I'm making more about what it is, but it is pretty sad.
No, I'm with you, man. It connected with you on an emotional level, which is amazing. Yeah. That's good.
He's telling them all the sets are plywood. The beryllium sphere is just plastic around it. It's just wire with plastic around it. It's kind of cool how the story goes from here, like how they pull out of it, and of course it has to do with Justin Long's character, like the ultra uber fan. You know?
Yeah, that we're still got ways to go, but that's just awesome because they bring the fans back into the plot, right? As supporting people, it's amazing.
Also, the whole thing too with Justin Long's character was that he had a question about an inconsistency. It's so typical of fans nowadays.
But then again, I think certain franchises really are more canonized and plays on that. I think Star Trek less so in the early years. And then there's been so many books and so many things that is there really canon in Star Trek? I don't know.
Yeah, that's like a canonical thing, right? Going on with Star Trek now.
But there's like 3 different timelines, and it's very intellectual. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they made a language out of it too. You know, it's very Tolkien-esque.
Great. I just love this stuff. This is a great movie.
They look like Ninja Turtles with those masks.
Yeah. It's amazing because Star Trek doesn't take itself too seriously most of the time. And you have this movie, and it's trying to be a bit serious, but it's really actually a comedy.
Yeah. Never give up, never surrender.
Yeah. Oh, and then they're getting this tiff between Jason and Alexander Dane, the Alan Rickman's character. Yeah. Overacting. I love this. You scene-stealing hack. Wow. Yeah, how does it feel, Jason? How does it feel? Yeah. What's your motivation? Come on.
It's like it kind of made me think of the episode where Spock and Captain Kirk had a fight because Spock is like going through his mating ritual thing.
Yeah. It happens to me every 5 years. Totally get that.
Yeah, this whole thing was just a ploy. So they started acting out a scene from episode 17 just to distract the bad guys. That's so funny.
Look at that blocking right there. Okay, amazing. And the 2 alien bad guys, thugs, are just they've been pushed on an airlock
into the vacuum of space. Yeah,
and
the door's a little sticky.
We need a can of WD-40 up there.
Here it is. The crew's now Now mended well. He's seen stealing hack.
And of course, the Thermians, or the good aliens, well, most of the crew is dying because they're slowly being killed off by the void of space being let in, so they can't breathe. Ooh, now the clock starts.
Yeah, here we go. 8 minutes.
Which is just a cheap, dramatic device, but for a comedy, it actually works because it's so cliche, right?
Yeah.
You have a ticking bomb now, right? So yeah.
You notice? I just noticed that Saris has earrings on his ear.
Yeah. Wow. He's fashionable.
This gun reminds me so much of the Fifth Element gun.
Yeah. Which came out, I think, 2 years before this one did.
I think so.
Yeah, so there's a lot of homage. Yeah.
Was this even like Starship Troopers? Those costumes got reused a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. 1997.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, so I'm sure that was they used props.
I'm not often right, so I'll take it, Ernie. So
let's make you right. Let's make it fact. Here's the love interest now, huh?
There's some tension of a sexual nature going on. Yeah. Oh, this is it. This is they call for help. Oh, that's great. This is the scene where they call Justin Long's character Brandon, who's the super fan, and so he's working in his bedroom, and his mom's giving him prompts because do the laundry and do chores. Oh, I'm working on this model, and he's going to get the phone call, what do you call it? The communication.
I love this. He's such an introvert.
Yeah.
Super fan. And you can look at all the toys he has in the background. It's kind of like my office. That's right. They figured out that the communicators, when Justin Long and the commander bumped into each other, actually switched to the fake one, and he has the real one.
Yeah. Oh, I just love how the Jason character just turns this conversation around.
Yeah. I love this. Yes. I know, Commander. This is so funny. Look at that 90s outfit he has on, too. This striped shirt with the corduroy pants.
Yeah.
By the way, Joel, have you ever built a model?
As a kid. I haven't done that in decades.
I've built models myself. No shame in it. I've kind of wanted to build some old World War II replicas again.
Yeah, I did a lot of planes and warships.
I did a lot of classic cars. That was my thing.
Sorry, you didn't ask me if I ever modeled. That was a completely different answer.
No, I knew what I was asking.
And the answer is no.
Did you ever see the movie Master and Commander?
It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
You and I should cover that one of these days.
Oh, definitely. It's based off two books. I forgot the author's name. Was it Kant or one of them? And it's amazing. I just love the Age of Enlightenment with the military naval stuff going on because of some of my background and some of my family ties. And yeah, it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, it's so good. Here we go. Here's where they're trying to figure out how to break into the barracks. This is so funny. Now now Justin Long's character Brandon is grabbing his team of nerds.
Oh wow!
Looks like they're using America Online.
Sorry, Master Commander Patrick O'Brien, who's the other big historical nautical guy. God, see, I had to look it up because I'm that type of person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
there we go.
Tommy's studying.
Pedal to the metal. He's doing what he's been told to do.
I mean, if you're stuck in a situation, you just got to do what you did. Act. It's the only way to get out.
Oh, that's a great.
Look at that. The green slime. That's beautiful.
One of the 2 crew members, they space like 5 minutes before.
I like the little wings that he has going on when he gets pissed off.
Yeah. It's almost like he's aroused with anger.
Dude, I love it. And Justin Long has the blueprint. He's actually telling him where to go.
Really?
Look at this hallway. This is great.
It's so cliche. It's brilliant.
With the fan, the spinning fan, and you got to balance.
Yeah. No, this is good. So now they're going to take a cliche, and then they're going to look up in the next scene going, hey, this is the Omega 13 stuff, and it's actually visually amazing.
Yeah.
There's actually there's a sense of awe versus looking down, which is just a generic fan that's going to kill you. Yeah, look at that.
Is. Yeah. I mean, look how outdated these graphics are, too. It's funny.
Well, yeah, I think they're still pretty good. It's 99, right? This is great for the time period.
Yeah, great for the time period. It just looks like a bunch of floating DNA.
Like the expense has better CGI. The expense has better CGI.
yeah, and it's a show compared to the movie from the 90s.
And it uses blue as the color for the protomonocle, right?
Yeah.
All right.
With a big explosion from like that little laser. Love it. Sam Rockwell's so great. Look at how overreacted he is. It's so awesome. There was a movie I was just watching with him in it too. I just thought he was so fantastic. I gotta look it up.
No worries.
Which, by the way, I still have yet to see Jojo Rabbit. I keep hearing amazing things about it.
Oh, yeah, that's on my to-do list. I know you can buy it off Apple TV or rent it. Yeah, that may happen next week for me. Oh, this is the whole Kirk Spock moment, right? They're trying to get through the door and save the theme. Yeah.
Also, I forgot he was Justin Hammer in Iron Man 2.
Yeah, he's part of the MCU.
Yeah, he's part of the MCU. Oh, that's right. I was watching him in The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford.
Oh, I haven't seen that since it came out. God.
Oh, God, I love that movie. It's fantastic.
So they're on phones, but they're not cell phones. Amazing.
I know. What are those?
Like, it's handhelds. Wow. No cord, but yeah, you still have to charge it every so often.
Here's some food for thought, Joel. Kids nowadays will never know what the word hang up actually means. Why would you use the word hang up?
Yeah. Oh, man. It's like maybe it's in some historical documents that will make reference to it. I don't know. Yeah.
The old, yeah. Look how that's so funny. Just crush the gun.
Yeah. So they're going into this gauntlet of smashing things, and you have
now
to
there's
time
fire.
Yeah, and you have to tie it right. So they're getting the timing from one of the fan kids saying, yeah, like 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 1 second, 2, 4 seconds, like all that stuff, right? Based off of the episode of the original series. Excellent.
Oh, and that's right. They're going to do this little swap with The Rock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Rock creature, not The Rock. That's something completely different.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean Dwayne. I wonder whether they came up with or what they used for the controls.
Yeah. Oh, the subplot love interest between Fred and the I want to say female alien. Okay.
Larry or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever works for you. Oh my! Oh my! Oh my! Okay.
He is so good too. The guy who plays Tony.
Yeah.
His name is actually Tony. The guy that played Fred.
Yeah.
He is so good in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Oh, I haven't seen that series yet. I should do that probably.
Oh, it is so good, Joel. So good. But he's the father of the main character, and he is so funny. It's irky.
Oh, wow. And that's on Amazon Prime, which I have, so maybe next week.
Yeah, there you go. All the stuff that they're doing to save everybody is just great. So they've opened the doors now finally, but like everybody could breathe all of a sudden, and everybody's up. He's the god now. Commander Taggart. Of course, they're giving credit to Jason.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm shot.
So one of the good aliens just got shot by a bad guy, and he was dedicated admirer of the Alan Rickman's character, Alexander Dane. Yeah. Oh God, this is sad. It's heartfelt.
Doesn't his makeup come off too here pretty soon?
Eventually, because he'll get into a fight. He'll get pissed off and charge the one thug.
That's right.
And I like how our friendly alien's just this blue blood, right? He's licking blood, and it's the color blue.
Looks like he's been eating a Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
Oh, I just told him he's like a father to him. What a great death scene, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of mommy daddy things going on in this movie. Okay.
A lot of the writers had those issues. Just like me.
You shall be avenged. Now, there is a sign of masculinity. Okay. For good or for bad.
Like Raptar's hammer. Yeah, this is the scene, I think, right? Where he rushes the alien.
He just pissed off an Englishman who's a Shakespearean actor. Let's see what happens.
Yep. Here he goes. The showdown.
Oh!
Nice tackle. Yeah.
That's nice.
This set right here reminded me of The Mandalorian when he breaks onto the ship and they double cross him.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that. It's pretty funny. They're still making the time. There's 20 seconds left.
They have to hit this button in order to save the self-destruct system from blowing up the ship.
17 seconds, and it's not working.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Brandon, the super fan, his mom sent out to take the garbage out, so he's going to be late.
This scene is so reminiscent of us as teenagers, where everything is so important, right?
Yeah.
But we had to do a chore or something.
Look, they're going to embrace Gren and Jason. And
nothing happened. What happened?
What happened?
Let's look around. Oh. The button stopped.
Oh, it always stops at 1 second on the show.
Yeah, always. What are you saying? The sequence was aborted. Impossible.
Hey, they did call them missiles. I was right. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't remember what happens on this scene. This is where I blink out.
Oh, okay. Here, so we have Gren's character, right? So she's showing more of her upper chest area. Okay.
Oh, you noticed that, Hodgel?
Well, yeah. Look, she's down to like a sports bra right now. It's amazing. Okay.
Which is like a joke in the beginning of the movie too.
Yeah. Pedal to the metal. That's in the catchphrase.
Pedal to the metal. Of course, they're back on the bridge now, going into the minefield. No.
And because the Wesley kid, or whatever his name is, Tommy, has been practicing, he's been missing the mines now in this scene. Good, Tom. A good job, Tommy. Yeah.
Will Wheaton. That's God. I was trying to remember his name the whole time. I didn't want to look it up. I wanted to challenge myself.
Yeah. Now, he is a big person in fandom. God bless him. Very positive force.
Yeah. This is a smart idea. Like, can he get closer to the mines? And they're like, what? Oh.
Wait, I see something. What's happening? Oh, no. This is very much like a James T. Kirk moment, right?
It is. Look at this. This is great. It's reminiscent of what's the Hunt for Red October.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, Hunt for Red October with a bit of Wrath of Khan to it. Yeah.
Yeah, Wrath of Khan. There we go. Now there's a movie we should watch.
That's one of the favorite science fiction movies of all time in my own personal head.
It's the best Star Trek film, I think.
I think so too. I like Empire Strikes Back for Star Wars. And I like Wrath of Khan. And they came out within a year of each other. Go figure.
Yeah.
Or 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. Yeah. I think Wrath of Khan's 82 and Empire's 80, right? So,
yeah. You know, it's funny. Did you ever watch Family Guy?
I saw the first couple of seasons. I've seen a lot of their Star Wars stuff, but I'm not one of these guys who watched the entire thing. Unfortunately.
I did. I watched it for ages, and you could tell that he was such a Star Trek fan because he inserted all these remake moments. And there was an episode that I absolutely love, and it's the part where they go into the Genesis.
Oh yeah! God!
They redid that scene in the cartoon form, and it's so great.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm hearing good things about Avenue 5 on HBO, but I haven't seen it yet. Lots of references.
On what?
Avenue 5 with Hugh Laurie on HBO. Yeah. Basically, it's like a starship cruise with a bunch of tourists, and things go bad. It's comedy. So,
oh wow, okay,
yeah. So, yeah, and we're back. Yes, we're back on the bridge. Bad guy's ship's been blown apart. Yay!
Mathesar's awake. That was a good little twist. We all thought he was dead. He's the laughing and the clapping. Look at that.
Cleavage. I can't believe I forgot the word cleavage. Oh. Amazing.
This was pretty ceremonious.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, we won, now what? Can you come back home to us and be our leader? No. My people have no... this is just great. Because Mathesar, I think your people have a great commander, sir.
Yeah. Nice heartfelt moment. This is great. They're all bowing to him.
All right, Tommy, take us into the black hole. Yeah, yeah. Whoosh.
These are great graphics, by the way.
Oh, man.
That black hole's nice looking.
It is, definitely. Has a lot of gravitas to it.
Yeah. A lot of interstellar stuff going on.
All right, we're back in, I don't know, our own solar systems, I suppose, or on the way there. And then Fred shows up. Oh my God! Wait a sec. What did Fred pull up? He's pulled out a gun, a laser gun. He's smiling, really menacing. That's not Fred. Oh my God! Fred's killing everyone in the crew right now. Oh, the command staff. Oh wait, that's just a digital mask. Oh no!
This was a shock right here.
Yeah, yeah. You can see Earth coming in the background, so it's like, oh my God, we're leading the bad guys to Earth. So you have that threat as well. all the command crews being shot and killed, or shot at least, except for guess who? Guy wasn't shot in this. Guy is very much like not being touched right now. Good job, Guy.
Yeah, his big moment to not be the guy who's always killed. This is so great. He's telling him to activate Omega 13.
Yes, because that's what you do in these situations.
Yep. They're on a crash course for Earth too.
Never give up, never surrender. And he pulled he pushed down the trigger. Oh wait, we're 13 seconds before. We just went back in time. That's kind of cool.
This is pretty cool. Okay. This was a good plan.
Yeah, Fred shows up in the
boom, clocked him with the left and the right. Now a left. Saris.
That's not Fred. That's Saris. Yep, it's Saris, all right. Ooh.
Mathazar's hitting him with the cane. The commander.
Never give up.
Never surrender.
Never surrender. I need to see if you can get that on a T-shirt. If there's some vendor selling that, that'd be a cool T-shirt to have.
Oh, look on Etsy. I'm sure you'll find it.
Okay.
I bet you. I'm going to look it up right now. Watch. I bet you I could find something.
Oh, I would definitely spend some money on that. Oh, wow.
It showed up in the search bar. Let's see.
Oh, God. How much are asking for that, I'm guessing?
Yep. There's several shirts with the ship on there, too. Oh, this is so great. $24 at least.
Oh, I'm so tempted.
There you go, Joel.
I'll get it as soon as this COVID-19 thing dies down. I'll probably buy one. Okay. Okay, so they have to split the ship in two, which is, of course, a nod to Next Generation.
Yep. The love interest.
Yeah, Fred decides to basically stay because, well, he has a love interest.
There it is. That's pretty cool how they did that.
Yeah, it's like the reverse of the Enterprise, right?
Yeah.
And you will see the designations something NTE, which is not the Enterprise. That's an inside joke.
I never noticed that. Oh,
okay, so
this is great too.
So we're back in LA. Phantom Kid is getting a bunch of Roman candles to probably mark the landing runway for the incoming spaceship. That happens in Hollywood all the time, right? Or Los Angeles. Yeah.
This reminds me of the flight of the Navigator.
Yeah, his mom reminds me of Denise Crosby. She has the same haircut, blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has this vibe to her. Yeah, and that's probably intentional.
And don't they land at the convention?
Yeah. So here's the convention center. I looked it up. They filmed this, at least inside scenes, at the Hollywood Palladium. Is that a place?
Palladium. Yeah, that was where I saw my first rock show at.
Oh yeah, because I first saw it, I thought, is that the Orange County Convention Center across from Disneyland? But no, it's the Hollywood thing.
Yeah, Hollywood Palladium. So the Hollywood Palladium is interesting because it was actually back around in the 40s, and you could see pictures of dances with the military happening there. It's really got a lot of history there. It's beautiful too.
I love that stuff. And the ship just crashes right into the main room at the convention. We have all these Galaxy Quest fans. Hey, is that cute? No.
Yeah, looks like it.
Love that. Yeah.
Some of these people look like Klingons without the makeup. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, talking about being upstaged. Wow.
This is kind of like to the degree of like when Loki came out at San Diego Comic-Con in full costume.
Yeah.
The amount of cheers that happened to that was pretty awesome.
And somehow he was not typecast. We live in a different age. Oh. So all the crew members are slowly getting out of the crashed spaceship.
It's funny. The names are being said in the order they're coming out too.
Yeah. And there's like dry ice, but it's actually, I don't know, smoke coming from the spacecraft.
Another shipmate. Yes, the more the merrier. They don't know who Guy is.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Oh, Saris just opened his eyes.
Give him a big hand. He's British.
The commander. He looks so much like Captain T. Kirk with that shirt right now.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And they're hugging each other. They're completely. Oh wait, it's Saris. He's back, and he has a gun in his hand. Oh my God, he looks mean. Go, Jason, go! And
boom! Here's the big show for the fans.
Yay! They really should do this at like the Star Trek thing in Las Vegas, or the Star Trek cruise, or the Star Wars convention. Has some, blow someone up on stage. It'd be cool.
You just reminded me. I was going to bring that up. It's kind of sad that the Star Trek experience isn't there in Las Vegas anymore.
No, actually, I was there. I saw it back in the day, but they still have a convention every year, I believe. So,
I'm sure they do.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny. I think. God, what show was it? I think it was one of the celebrations, the last celebration in Anaheim, in fact, that a Star Trek cosplayers showed up and they're like, "What is this planet?" You know?
Yeah, I know, it's great. I want to wear some Stormtrooper armor and do the Star Trek cruise. That'd be great. That's on my print.
That'd be funny. Move along.
Okay, they're on stage. They're going to take a bow, and we're approaching the end.
Jason has grown up, and he's like actually giving everybody glory now.
Oh, wow. He's matured as an individual, man. Matured.
Yeah. And they're all smiling. Look at that. That's great.
Yeah.
This is where I love this ending right here.
Yeah. They're showing that they're back on TV after 18 years. And it's promo. This is just great. Yeah. Tech Sergeant Chen and his alien girlfriend, Jane Doe. Tommy Reber.
Laredo.
And introducing Guy.
Look at that swag.
Chief's security chief.
Only Sam Rockwell could pull that off.
That's great. I love that.
Look at that galaxy.
That's so beautiful, isn't it? It's a fun movie.
This is a great movie. And credits. That was awesome. It was good to watch this movie again because it's been a few years at least.
Yeah,
I think I've watched it a few times when they stream it because it's not streaming anywhere right now, at least for me.
Yeah, actually, we ran into the problem. Apparently, it's not streaming on Amazon Prime in the States. It is in Canada, so I'm watching on Amazon Prime in Canada.
Oh, okay. There we go. I had to buy it, and it was only $5 anyway. So, and I love this movie, so I should have just bought it anyways.
I think what worked for this movie so well is that the plot was comprehensive, right? It made sense to me. It's very formulated, but it made sense, and it's a very tight plot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's very
and I
enjoyable.
really enjoy it. Yeah. None of the scenes I thought was, that shouldn't be there, or why are we in this scene? Every scene served a purpose.
It's very cohesive.
And the pacing was good. And all the jokes and the gags, you got to watch it 2 or 3 times just to get the jokes, all the jokes.
You know, it's funny because I think about when I first watched it, I didn't think much of the movie until the second or third time. And I was like, this is hilarious. I didn't get the joke until, probably third time. So
yeah,
it's a good movie, man. I'm glad we decided on this one and started it off with this one at least.
Yeah, it was good. I think we have to force ourselves to do some of the more witty comedies just to keep us sane this interesting time period. But yeah.
Well, good suggestion, Joel. I'm glad you brought this one up. You want to go ahead and plug your stuff in?
Oh, yeah. So I do a podcast every 2 or 3 weeks with a woman from, I don't know, from your area, Carrie from Los Angeles, so from Burbank to be specific. And we do it with a guy by the name of Derek BB from Pennsylvania. I'm in Ottawa. It's called the SciFi Pubcast. And sometimes we watch movies. Most times we talk about certain themes in science fiction. And it's more of a pub bar conversations, and it's very quirky. So sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's, let's say, quirky. But it's always a good time. And we're on Twitter at SciFi Pubcast. The podcast is available at wherever you want to get your podcast at. And for the last couple of months, I've been uploading our video of the Skype call to YouTube. So if you just want to put YouTube on instead of catching it in your podcatcher, that works too.
That works too.
Yeah.
All right. And this is Talking Earnestly. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Your Buddy Ernie. Joel and I are also on a few other shows together. We're podcasting brothers, basically. So we do another one called the Mando Night Football podcast, which is what we're covering with Star Wars Disney streaming stuff because we're just huge Star Wars fans. We should be recording Clone Wars stuff here pretty soon. We got to get back on that.
Yeah, I just love the name of the podcast, Mando Night Football. I just applause to Mike coming up with that name. I love that name. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You could follow that podcast on Twitter at Mando Night Pod. And also, we do another show where we were kind of briefly mentioning known as The Crash Couch. And Crash Couch actually talks about The Expanse, which is now streaming on Amazon. Listen, if you haven't watched that show, now's the time to do it. That show is so fantastic. It's so good. And there's a reason why we're part of that podcast.
Absolutely.
But Joel, thanks so much for joining me, man. Let's do this again. This was interesting, but fun.
How's tomorrow night? Look.
Yeah. I'm busy. No, just kidding.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
hey, thanks for having me. I love this stuff. I love having conversations about movies, which I'm really into. So thank you. Thank you, Ernie.
No, thank you, Joel. All right, man. Well, you guys have a good night, and thanks for watching this movie with us. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.